I don't know why I clap. Follow me on my weird hand gesture journey, I guess. Welcome back to my channel. It's nice to see you all again. Am I getting awkward? Yes. Yes, I am. Today, we're going to talk about my relationship with food and sort of what I eat to maintain and continue with my fitness journey. I have always had a really weird relationship with food. Literally growing up, oh my God, why is it so hard? Okay. So I've always had a really weird relationship with food. Growing up, I used to binge eat all the snacks my parents would buy, and I kind of just always did that. And it wasn't okay. And I just didn't really, I guess, realize that obviously you're a kid, you don't know what binge eating is. So I didn't know that I would binge eat all the snacks my parents would buy. That was an issue that I had. Honestly, I would say my relationship with food got really bad in high school because I was into fitness, I was into working out, but it wasn't because it was this thing that made me happy. Even though it did make me happy, I more so did it because I was embarrassed of how I looked. I felt really disgusting. I hated looking at myself in the mirror. I could not go a day without wearing a cardigan. I had to wear a cardigan. I couldn't show my arms. I felt disgusting. I used to dress to hide myself, but I also just wore dresses all the time because in pants you can see your little pooch. And it was a lot for me. I always felt very exposed and uncomfortable with myself. Honestly, I started wearing dresses and skirts when I was in the 7th grade. And I bought my first pair of pants again, I think when I was 19, almost 20. And I only bought it because of where I work. Because where I work, I can't really wear dresses as often. So I dressed to hide my body. I had a bad relationship with food in the sense that I ate what I wanted still, but I would binge and not binge. I would excessively work out. I would undereat. I think my freshman and no, more so my sophomore year of high school, I very noticeably underate. My two best friends were very hyper aware of the fact that I was doing that. And I remember one day, one of them, or honestly, both of them called me out on it big time because I just remember being super lightheaded and very faint. And it was just very bad. And people knew that I was doing that on purpose. So come the end of junior year, I start to gain a lot of weight. I think the summer going into senior year, I gained 40 pounds. And honestly, after that, it was just an uphill weight climb, I guess. I just kept going and going and going, eating everything I wanted, all the junk, only junk, did not work out, did not do anything. I had pizza all the time. I had lots of ice cream, lots of candy, lots of sweets. I had all the sweets. I really just went for it. And I just kept doing it year after year after year. I was I never noticed how much I was eating. I never noticed how bad I was eating. When, you know how Snapchat has those memories? I look at all the Snapchats of what I used to eat, all the pizza, all the tea, all the chips, candy, everything. And I just look at that now and I'm baffled, not because you can't have it, but because I was eating that every day. Every meal was something bad. Every snack was something bad. I never cooked anything healthy for myself. It was always very, very, very junky food. Honestly, 2019 is the first time I willingly ate eggs, probably in about 10 years. Isn't that crazy? That's crazy. I loved food because I used it as a coping mechanism, because I used to use physical self-harm and, working out as my outlet when I was younger. I used to write, and I still do, but I did some really bad things to myself with food. I was such an emotional eater, and I never realized how bad it was. So, May of 2019, when I started my fitness journey, I realized that, having PCOS meant that I couldn't eat certain things, or I had to be more selective about things I was eating. And I also knew that if I wanted to stop the, I guess, severity of the side effects I was having from it, or not side effects, symptoms I was having from PCOS, I had to do something about it. I started eating like grilled chicken breast, lots of veggies, quinoa, my spinach smoothie, my infamous smoothie. I've always loved watermelon, but I like inhaled watermelon all the time. Oh, and buttered chicken from Trader Joe's. Chef's kisses. Anyhow, I really just honestly did like a 180. And I was using the MyFitnessPal app that one of my friends had recommended to me. And I was tracking what I was eating. I was counting my calories. I made sure to eat in a deficit. I made sure to work out. I always mention it, but drink a lot of water. Try to do 100 ounces or more a day. 120 is the goal. Honestly, being out of the quarantine, I'm drinking more water. Tips for all you out there. Drink more water, period. So I was drinking more water. I was just being more mindful of what was going into my body and paying attention to like what is in everything you eat, because each meal has its own like nutritional value, content, and whatnot. And I just saw how I could spread 2,000 calories into an entire day of eating versus like, say you want to get like a cheeseburger from In-N-Out. That is in itself around 400 calories. You're not counting any of the carbs. You're not counting the fat. You're not counting the sodium. You're not counting any of that. You're just thinking calories. When you count your macros, you're counting all of that. And if you're tracking your macros, you're giving yourself a goal. And when you work out, that goal is expanded. You can have more. And because if you're tracking it in a way that you're eating in a deficit, but a healthy deficit. There you go. Instead of having a cheeseburger from In-N-Out that's 400 plus calories, I could make myself a protein burger at home. And I could have that with some sweet potatoes. And it's still less in calories and carbs and ABCD, whatever, than having one cheeseburger from In-N-Out. And not to say that you can't have that cheeseburger. By all means, have it. But it was just me noticing how often I ate these things and the difference in how my body felt from eating these things. And honestly, now I used to be a gummy candy addict. I don't like it anymore. And if I do want it, like I've talked about Smart Sweets. Smart Sweets has lots of gummies. I like them. I like the Swedish fish kind and sour gummy rings. It's honestly a very great alternative. It's only 80 calories for the whole bag, and it does satiate that desire. So I would totally recommend that. Trader Joe's has really great, healthy, vegan, vegetarian options that are so high in protein. I honestly do eat a mostly vegetarian diet. I don't have that much meat. Usually what I'm eating are plant-based alternatives. You have so many options. I would totally recommend looking into them. And what I can say is that right now, I am in such a good place because I'm aware when I want to eat because of my emotions versus I want to have this because this is genuinely what I'm craving right now. I'm aware of when I'm eating too much or not enough. I'm aware of what I'm putting into my body and how this makes me feel. I know that when I eat, let's say, a pretzel at the mall, they made me feel so disgusting, heavy, and just nauseous. So if I ever think, should I get that? No, don't get that, because literally every time you eat it, you feel emotionally and physically like garbage. No, you don't want it because you don't feel good when you eat it. So it's just paying attention to your relationship with certain foods. What makes you feel happy? What makes you feel sluggish? What makes you feel bad about yourself? Do you feel bad about this because you think you shouldn't have it? Or do you feel bad about this because you genuinely feel it's not enjoyable? I don't really like sugary drinks. I love tea pumps, but like, I don't need it. And if I want it, I know I can have it. Like today, my sister offered to pick some up for me. I said, I want it, but I'm not gonna have it this time. Next time you go, get me one, but this time I'm gonna say no. And I'm really happy that I can do that, because me before would have said yes to everything. Me before didn't think about how things made me feel. I really just ate to eat. I ate to fuel my emotions, my sadness, to supplement things that I just, it was bad. But I'm so happy to be where I'm at right now when it comes to food, because if I want something, I can have it. Do I struggle with this sometimes? Yes, my friends do still remind me, Dani, that's not bad. You can have this if you want it. And I'm comfortable admitting this right now, because I don't want to paint this picture of, like, it's easy for me to say no. It's easy for me to not want that. I can totally switch it on and off like this. It's not easy. I spent the night with one of my friends, and she makes the most delicious cookies. She makes the most delicious cookies ever. Hannah, you know you do, okay? Period. And I saw him on the counter, and I was like, oh my God, what? Can I have some? And then in my head, I was like, you shouldn't. But then I was like, do it. And I did. And I had like maybe 10 of them, but they're like this big, but I had them and I don't feel bad about it. Me smiling thinking about our cookies. Wow. Anyhow, yeah, my relationship with food is that it's a roller coaster. It's a journey, but I'm very happy with where I'm at right now. And I know that my relationship with food's only going to get better. And that's it. You have your on days, you have your off days, you have your month where you're, killing it. I've had many months where I killed it, but I also all of October, I didn't kill it. November, half of November, I didn't kill it. All of December, I did not kill it. The first week or two of January, I did not kill it. And then the last 2 or 3 weeks of March, I didn't kill it. But to be fair, that's about 5 months of this year that I've been on my journey that I didn't kill it, and I still lost 70 pounds. Hello. That doesn't mean that is perfect evidence that you don't have to starve yourself. You don't have to get rid of everything you like. You don't have to avoid fruit. You don't have to stop snacking. It just shows you that consistency and being aware is key. That's it. That's my relationship with food right now. And I'm really happy with it. So anybody who struggles with food, emotional eating, under eating, binge eating, whatever, just know that a lot of people struggle with it, and you're not alone. And if you do want to work on it, great, by all means. And if right now is not that time for you, you don't have to. It's okay. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope, some of you were able to relate to it. But honestly, it felt really nice to talk about. So there's that. I'll see you guys next time.